Oh, we weren't recording.
No.
Oh man, okay. That's good. I forgot we weren't recording.
You forgot. You see me turn it off. I got up there. I was like, I want to make it a separate clip.
Anyways, welcome
to
episode 11 of the Bubbies podcast.
The Bubbies podcast. We're back again. Another week. Another view. Another listener. Another clip. Another discussion, conversation.
Another fatal mistake.
Into
the onward journey of our inevitable
impending doom.
Doom.
Yeah. Another more of the hard-hitting questions you've expected from the Bubby podcast this far. We're really getting into the thick of it today. We got a lot of stuff planned for you.
The weeds.
We're going to the weeds. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff in the works, people. So stay tuned. Now I'm gonna ask you a question, Bub, and it's not the question that you think I'm gonna ask you. It's not the question that I ask you at the start of every episode. But I am gonna ask you a question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Give me the top 3 weekends of all time.
The top 3 weekends of
all
time?
Top 3 weekends of your entire life. Now, I know you have a short-term memory thing, but let's think. I'm trying to think long-term now.
Okay. I'd say the weekend after I got married.
Okay. Was that honeymoon weekend?
That was honeymoon weekend.
Nice.
Let's see. Probably the weekend... the weekend I first met my wife after I hadn't seen her in like 8 years, I think, or something close to that.
Mm-hmm.
So that weekend, and the last one. I'm just gonna say my daughter's birthday weekend.
There you go. There you have it, folks. He's great with the long term, horrible at the short term.
Her one year. My daughter just turned a year.
Just turned a year old. Happy birthday to the baby.
So yeah, that's my top 3.
That's your top 3. That's great. That's amazing. I honestly didn't expect you to answer that, but you did great. That was amazing. How was your Labor Day?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did some labor.
Yeah, so did I. I labored on Labor Day.
Yeah, I wasn't in labor.
Yeah, you weren't in labor.
I mean, depending on how you look at it, I was, but not birthing labor.
Right.
Although that's unfortunate. I mean, or fortunate, depending on who you are and how you want to look at it, to go into labor as a woman and give birth on Labor Day. But,
right.
You know, maybe that's the other part of labor that should be celebrated on Labor Day, is all the stuff that
all
women
the pregnancies
have to go through to have a child.
I couldn't do it.
You know,
I couldn't do it. I'm not that strong. Ladies and gent, I am not that strong. Could I push a baby out? I would have to turn trans and find out. But
even if you wanted to, you wouldn't. It'd be a fake baby that you're pushing
out.
It'd be like a silicone one they put into you, and then...
It's all the same, though, right?
With the anatomy they created for you, you'd be like trying
give me one of those spinal taps, dude, so I don't feel it, and I just push it all out.
I mean, it's scary to think about some of those surgeries.
Yeah, some of those surgeries. I mean, you know what they say when you have when a woman has a baby, the little gooch in between her puss and her asshole will usually just split in half. It will just rip.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah,
I've read about it.
Yeah,
my wife and I read about it.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to seeing it someday. Although I don't know if I want to have children.
There's ways you can prevent it.
Or just have to massage her gooch every night. Just thumb her gooch.
I mean,
like that.
I'm sure that is, part of it. If it's like myofascial release, if you're actually massaging certain parts, because there is muscles in there that are part of your pelvic floor. So it's like
do some pelvic thrust, maybe strengthen it a little bit, some Kegels and Kegels and.
Yep, Kegels, however you say it. I'm sure.
Anal Kegels, anal Kegels. We spent part of our weekend together. Sunday. That was a fun day.
It was fun.
It was pretty impromptu. It was like or spontaneous, I would say. He called me like literally 10 minutes after I wake up. He said, "Hey, you want to go shoot some guns?" And I said, "Yeah, I want to shoot some guns." right? I wanted to do that, and we
He was
woke
like,
up.
"Let me get hammered real quick. I just
Yeah.
got up. I just got up, but let me pound a few beers.
Yeah,
and
you-
smoke a fat joint."
Exactly. You were like, "Hey, you called me." Like you said, you like.
And I
you,
was like, "Nah, never mind, dude. I'll just leave you behind." He was like, "No, okay, I won't. I won't."
"Oh yeah."
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you called me. Like, "What's up, man? You want to go to our local fucking shootery?"
Local shootery.
Yeah. And I was like, "Giddy up." That's what I said. I said, "Giddy up."
And we said yeehaw the whole way
Yeah,
there.
we yeehawed in his Honda Jazz all the way to the San Leandro gun range, shoot range. What is it? It's a gun range, right? Anyways,
Yeah, it's a gun range.
we shot some guns. What did we shoot, Zach? Do you want to tell the people, or you want to keep that private?
No, I don't want to tell the people what we shot. We shot some
We
pistols.
shot some pistols.
We had some fun. We kept it safe. We went through some good weapon safety procedures and tips, and then we did some basic drills. Really, there's only so much you can do at the shooteries
The shooteries.
in the area we live in.
Yeah.
The shooteries don't really approve of like different types of tactical training. It's more just you stand there.
You stand
in your
there.
lane and you aim and you pull the trigger, and you don't want to pull the trigger too fast because if you do, the range gets mad at you. So yeah. But there's still good things you can do.
I want to talk about an observation I made too while we were at the gun range.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm thinking about shooting guns and people shooting guns, typically I think white guy. Sometimes I even go as far as to say redneck white guy. But when we went to the gun range in San Leandro, and it was nothing but a bunch of Asian guys there. It was like us, and we were surrounded by Asians. It was kind of it was kind of surprising. I didn't expect to see so many. I thought it was gonna be me and you and a bunch of other whiteys.
Rooftop.
But there's
Koreans.
a plethora of Orientals.
There might have been people out there because we were in the handgun side. There's a rifle.
That's probably the white side, huh?
Probably
the rifle side is probably the white side.
I'm sure
they're packing small pistols. You know what I mean?
I'm sure there was some Asian dudes over on the rifle side too.
I mean,
that
who knows?
That area is known to be
pretty
diverse.
Asian-centric.
But there's a good amount of Asian people that live here in the Bay Area anyway.
Yeah,
they're a big side.
Shout out to the Asians, dude.
And they're doing
all of
they've
them.
Done
Even
well
Pacific
here
Islanders
in
as
the Bay Area.
well. Filipinos, Samoans, Tongans. I see you.
I love Asian people, man.
We all do.
Japanese
Stop the
people,
Asian
I like
hate. It's very
Chinese
direct.
People, I like Korean people. I like most Asian people that I
I even like the Chinese.
The only types of Asian people I might not like are the same types of anybody, white person, black person. If you're just not nice or you're
an
weird
asshole.
or you're an asshole.
Yeah, an asshole's an asshole.
And I just don't know
that
why.
kind of
It
transcends race.
Has nothing to do with your skin color. Just who you are as a person.
Yeah, I would say though, if you're black, you're more likely to be an asshole, though. Just kidding. That's a joke, people.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
I threw him off.
You threw me off.
Sorry, I'm coming in hot today.
Freaking racist, man. I thought we were trying to hide that you're racist.
I'm deeply closeted.
A little more than that.
I'm a deeply closeted
Tell
racist.
the people now, because it's just putting too much pressure on me.
Did you see that clip of Norm Macdonald talking about? He's on Larry King. You've seen Larry King before, right? The old guy that does the interviews has been around. He's like 108. I think he just recently passed away. But you know who Norm Macdonald is, right? He recently passed away too.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary comedian, SNL.
I do know.
He has a Larry King interview where he just completely racks Larry King's brain, and he keeps telling Larry King that he's deeply closeted. and Larry King, so you're gay? He's like, no, I'm not gay. I'm deeply closeted. He's like, but you're telling me you're gay. He's like, no, I might be gay. I might not be gay, but what I am telling you is I'm deeply closeted.
Yeah.
And you just see the hamster
Larry
wheel start
King
turning in Larry King's fucking head, dude. He's like, he doesn't know what he doesn't like. He just racked his brain, dude.
He made him part of the bit.
Yeah. Well, that was the bit. Was the fuck
bit.
Larry King to the point of no return. I think that's actually what killed him, to be honest. But yeah.
He died of brain cancer.
Oh, did he?
Didn't tell anybody he had it.
Fucking true legend.
He filmed a
Wait, Norm Macdonald or Larry King?
Norm Macdonald.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you were saying that's what killed Larry King.
Yeah, that's what killed Larry King because he's older and closer to death.
Put too much strain on his brain.
Yeah. No. I heard Norm Macdonald had some type of cancer, and that's also what contributed to his weight gain. Because as he got older, he gained a lot of weight, and come to find out, I think it was the medicine he was taking to combat the cancer or whatever it is that or illness that he had made him gain a ton of weight.
Right.
And so, that also like contributed to his weight gain.
Yeah.
But he never talked about it either. So it's kind of he went out, R.I.P. Norm Macdonald, dude. Fucking legendary comedian, dude. Legendary stand-up, legendary, fucking show comedian. He's
What about all the people that were
amazing.
Calling him racist and sexist and misogynist and
I mean,
I
dude,
guess he was
I don't know. It's just people that don't understand. Well, whatever. I don't care about Norm Macdonald's politics. I just like the stuff that I've seen of Norm Macdonald, and I think he's a fucking legend.
Funny.
And he went out like a legend, dude.
Some things are.
He went out like a fucking G.
Yeah, he did. He didn't say anything about it. He didn't try to didn't really ask for anything or try to do anything extravagant. And,
No.
He actually, right before he died, he made something. I think it's up on Netflix.
Oh yeah, he has a special.
It was a special.
Yeah, he has a special. I haven't seen it, but I hear it's good.
I started it. I fell asleep because I was super tired. But
Not because it was bad, just because you were tired.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was Norm. It was just him.
Yeah,
doing
it's just
his
Norm
thing.
doing
it was
Norm.
Just different context because he's alone. He's not alone, I'm sure, but he's in his apartment or studio or wherever he's at. You could hear it's like someone else is around, but yeah.
There's no audience, no laugh track to let you know that it's funny.
Nope. Yeah, just the pure
comedy. Pure comedy. Yeah, he probably must have did it during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Exactly.
But that's kind of cool though. The pandemic was making people get more creative with especially people that did live performances. I remember seeing Post Malone, I think, do something in his house. He did a Nirvana stuff. He did something with Travis Barker, and they did they covered a bunch of Nirvana songs. And Post Malone was singing. Obviously Travis Barker was on drums.
Yeah.
And
I bet that sounded cool.
It was cool. It was actually really fucking cool. I was actually
good.
surprised on how much I liked it. I'm not the hugest Post Malone fan, but I do like Post Malone, and I was kind of like, oh, this is gonna be garbage. But one, because I'm not a huge Nirvana fan. I do like Nirvana, but I'm not a huge Nirvana fan.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Same.
It was fucking awesome, and they did it in their house, and they live streamed it, and they were all in different parts of the house. So. Post Malone was in a different part, and then a few of his buddies that were playing rhythm guitar and bass guitar were in different parts of the house, and then Travis Barker was in a different part of the house, and they were all just playing in the house together, and they had a whole camera, multicam live setup for a fundraiser thing, and they were all in dresses too. It was pretty crazy.
Okay.
At his big ass house in Montana or something like that.
Damn. Because I was thinking if they played it in a live band sort of way, it would sound a lot different in the recording. Than how it would sound if they're all in separate rooms with different audio equipment.
Right.
Taking it in. But I bet it sounded cool, man.
Yeah,
because it's like the songs of Nirvana, and some of them are really good. Everyone has their favorite ones. And then, Post Malone, like him or hate him, he does have a good voice, and
that boy can sing.
He can do different genres. It's not just hip hop or pop.
No, I mean I mostly see Post Malone as a pop artist. A lot of people think he's a rapper, but I see him as strictly a pop artist.
Yeah, he's not. I wouldn't
even call him a rapper at all. I mean, he probably he rhymes in his songs. Not probably he rhymes in his songs, but
he's a rap artist. He's not a.
I think maybe he was more of kind of an R&B rap artist when he first popped off with White Iverson. Remember that? White Iverson, da, 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 when I'm gone. Anyways, it was his first big song. It was his first huge popular song. And then he had Congratulations with what's his name from the Migos. But I think he was kind of started off more as a rapper because that's the way to go. But then once he made it, he was just I can make whatever the fuck I want, dude. I'm fucking ultra rich and famous for the rest of my life.
And why not at that point?
Yeah, just
if
do
that's
you.
What,
and the people are fucking with it.
And there's millions of people that love your shit. It's
well, also, you see him in interviews.
You're making what you want, and it's paying better, and you're set for your life as it is.
And you can tell that he's just a normal guy. Yeah. You can tell he's fucking normal.
He's a lot more down
besides
to
the
earth.
face tattoos, but he's he plays Call of Duty and fucking he plays Apex and he you see him in interviews, and he's just like memeing.
And he
You know,
seems
he's
kind
just
of
like a
humble
normal
too.
fucking
He
guy.
seems like a more humble dude.
Yeah,
I
Post
saw him
Malone's
on
cool.
like a interview on not Sway. It was the other big
Was it
one.
Breakfast Club?
Charlemagne.
Yeah, Breakfast Club, where Charlemagne was just shitting on him the entire time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
asking
fuck
him about
Charlemagne, dude.
BLM. Yeah,
Charlemagne the
I
cunt.
don't like Charlemagne.
I think he's chilled out a lot more now. I feel like Charlemagne's less confrontational now, but
I mean,
yeah, he was
I
completely shitting on Post Malone for no reason, and it kind of blew up in his face because now Post Malone's like uber successful. There's like a whole compilation of radio disc jockeys giving rappers hella shit, like Ebro from the other popular. It's not Breakfast Club. They're the other popular New York radio station besides Breakfast Club. I think they're like number 2 or anything, but it's with Pete Rosenberg, I think, or whatever the fuck that dude's name.
Rosenberg.
Yeah, it's him and Ebro. Ebro's actually from Oakland, but he had Little Uzi Vert on, and you know Little Uzi Vert.
Yep.
He had Little Uzi Vert on when Little Uzi Vert first started getting famous, first started popping off, and Ebro was telling Little Uzi, he's like, "You're gonna fall off, man. You don't got it." And
What?
Little Uzi's like, "I'm gonna be a rock star in the next 4 years. What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And then now look at Little Uzi Vert today. He's the biggest rap artist in the world.
In the world?
Yeah, besides Travis Scott. I mean, it's like Travis, Little Uzi, 21 Savage, fucking who else?
Do you think he's like the
Tyler the
best
Creator,
rap, like
Playboy Cardi.
Yeah.
I mean, he's-
Childish Gambino.
Yeah, but he's
I mean, I
Charles
don't know. I
Gambino.
haven't
Charles
looked
Gambino's
at
a
their
whole
numbers.
different lane though.
I haven't like looked at any of the numbers. Like I believe you if you're saying like he's
yeah.
got his top songs and like
Yeah,
Apple
Little Uzi Vert is
and
coveted.
YouTube and I have
He's one of the biggest artists in the world.
okay
Rap artists in the world. I mean, he's up there with Drake. He's up there with all of them. You know,
and he's a real
Kendrick,
rapper.
J. Cole.
He's a real rapper.
I mean, he's
Lil Uzi
yeah.
Vert? What's-
I'd
what
say
makes
Lil
a
Uzi
real
Vert.
rapper?
I
'Cause
mean, he's
Post
a real
Malone's
rapper.
not a real rapper. So what's a real rapper?
Someone that like literally raps. I mean, Post Malone, he just does pop. You can tell by the way he does his music.
It's like you only do rap.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't ever hear Lil Uzi doing like rock songs. He fucking
I
parties
think
and
it's-
lives like
I
a rock star, but
honestly
he's a rapper.
would think it's weird when artists go like when Machine Gun Kelly. Now he's not a rap. He was a rapper.
He was a rapper,
before,
then
right?
Eminem changed his whole life.
Right, he was a rapper, and then he became a rock star.
Yeah, he became a pop punk rock artist.
And then he plays
After that
guitar.
Eminem diss track.
He plays guitar. And he
Honestly,
sings
I'll say this:
really good.
hot take between the Eminem. Remember the Eminem and MGK rap
Well, yeah.
feud.
Well, yeah,
I
right
honestly think,
before
and this is a hot take. I think MGK bodied Eminem.
Really?
Yeah,
After
because
Kill-
one, it
Kill
takes.
Shot?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
One,
man.
I think MGK, and I don't listen, guys. I'm not an MGK
was
fan.
more-
I don't even honestly. I don't like MGK.
We
I
gotta
think he
pull
kind
it
of
up.
sucks.
We gotta pull it up. Let's watch him on YouTube.
We'll watch it. We'll do that during the intermission. You want to watch it?
We'll do
We'll
it.
watch
but
it, or
we're
we can
gonna
watch it
record
now and edit
intermission?
it.
Maybe
Nah. We'll not leave that in because it's just tricky when you watch stuff on YouTube and you like kind of edit it out or edit out the sound because the copyright claim thing will catch you.
Yeah, but okay.
I just don't want to get flagged. I don't want flags on our channel for stupid shit. We can edit around it.
Do
Like-
you think? All right, whatever.
It's one thing if we're reacting to another YouTuber, but it's different when you're reacting to music.
I
'Cause
watch people do.
someone can claim your whole video for like 3 seconds of their song being in your video.
I watch people do like reactions to music.
Yeah, and
all
those
the
people.
time.
I know, so do I. And I'm like, how do they make any money?
I don't think they get. There's.
I don't think they
certain
do.
things
I think they
can-
just do it to get famous. They make money anyway. I mean, I don't. I'm just like. Also, it's like because like
I don't know,
you
man. I
get
don't think
copyright
a lot
claim.
of- I don't think people would be that willing. Like
You don't get a
immediately to
copyright
give up
strike, but you
the
get
ad
claimed.
revenue. That I know that's not what a lot like. Some YouTubers they make a lot in ad revenue, but ad revenue is just a portion of the supplemental income
Right.
that other YouTubers.
But I don't
start
ever
to-
see them with sponsors. I don't ever see like a person that does. Anyways, hold on. We're getting off track here. What I want to say is I think MGK body Eminem because look,
I
we
disagree.
all
I've
hold on.
listened to the
Okay,
songs
you
multiple
disagree, but let me finish my thought.
Sorry,
I
Bubs.
think the reason why he bodied him is because one, it takes a lot of balls to diss Eminem.
Yeah.
And I think he dissed him pretty good. It was pretty funny. His wordplay was good. And then what Eminem did is what he expected Eminem to do, and what we all expected Eminem to do.
What did we
Look, there's no denying that Eminem's one of the greatest rappers of all time. But when Eminem dissed MGK back, it was very just Eminem. It wasn't anything different. It was different for MGK to diss Eminem. It was different for MGK to get into a rap battle with anybody. And so I think I respect that more.
Why does Eminem
Because I don't know. We've been hearing the same Eminem for like 20-something years. I'm tired of it.
He bodied Eminem on the grounds that it was different.
It was different. It was good wordplay.
Eminem?
Now, look, no one's going to out wordplay Eminem. So that's already a fact. If you're just chalking up simply than that, then I guess Eminem takes the upper hand.
Like beat.
But
so
I think overall wise,
let's break it down by the
beat.
things
I like the
judge.
beat better. I like the beat better.
Okay.
I
so
think
you prefer the
MGK's
beat.
wordplay was pretty good. I think MGK. Well, he was responding to just one line that Eminem dissed, because Eminem dissed MGK first in a surprise Eminem album that he dropped. It was one line or two lines where he dissed MGK.
Okay. And then MGK.
MGK made a whole response. He's just like, know what? Fuck you. You try to blackball me from the industry. You try to do all these things because I made a tweet about your daughter like 10 years ago. It was a fucking joke. Like,
so
you're
he
tripping.
made. So MGK said something.
He tweeted something about Haley
first.
Yeah.
Years ago, and then someone probably brought it up to Eminem's attention. And was like, "Oh, look, this little fucker said."
Yeah,
this.
and then apparently, MGK talks about it in the song where Eminem called him up to tell him to take the tweet down, and he was, "Look, man, you can't take a fucking joke. Like, you're the guy that just does jokes all the time. You're Eminem. You're Slim Shady. Like, all you do is rap jokes." And so he and then I guess Eminem owns Shade 45, which is like the radio station that Sway's on. And so he's, I don't know, he's like, "Oh, have you seen Haley? She's like fucking hot now." Because she's like an adult.
Yeah.
And I've seen pictures of Haley. She's really attractive. I mean, look at Eminem though. Eminem's really attractive. Like that, he's blessed with a crazy jawline.
I haven't seen what his wife.
Imagine dating Haley. Imagine listening to Eminem, growing up listening to Eminem, and you hear him talk about his baby daughter Haley, and then you start dating Haley. You know how scared shitless I'd be of Eminem? I'd be so fucking scared that this man's gonna either have me killed or just like make a diss track about me and just fucking ruin my whole life.
Yeah, you'd have to, his daughter better choose wisely about who she
I bet she's dating some rich fuck boy, some rich white weird looking motherfucker.
I'm sure.
But like, yeah. So, anyways, hot take. I think MGK bodied Eminem. I think just the overall from like a music standpoint and the vibe that it was, and I hate saying vibe now because I feel like it's super cringy to say. It's a fucking vibe. But I think, I enjoyed MGK's diss track more than I enjoyed Eminem's.
Fair.
Eminem is more popular,
Fair.
so of course his songs can get more plays and more views or whatever, but I mean, fuck, dude. MGK got it.
I feel like it's a preference.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're just comparing it off of, because a battle song is supposed to be, when lyricists battle, the whole point of the battle and what the people, it's more so what the majority of people decide at a battle show, right? Because after the rappers battle, the crowd cheers for who they thought was the loudest.
Right.
And by that point, it's probably obvious if one rapper is a lot more skilled than the other.
Mm-hmm.
So the things that they went off of was, your flow, what kind of flow can you make with the beat you're given,
cadence.
And the cadence you keep, and also the wordplay falls into an importance, but you can't. In every song and in every battle, you can't just go off of the wordplay, because people can do a lot with wordplay, but if you don't actually say anything,
I can listen to spoken
or
word,
deliver
crazy lyrical wordplay rap all day long, but
didn't
I don't know,
Eminem
man.
respond to Kelly's MGK's song in like a day or two?
No, it was like a week.
A week?
Yeah, or like 2 weeks.
How long do you think MGK worked on his song?
I don't know how long after. I think it was a few days after, or maybe a week.
That he,
it wasn't that long after, because listen, Eminem dissed MGK first in a surprise album that Eminem dropped out of nowhere. With 2 lines or something in a song. I think the song was called Kamikaze or something. I don't know. Maybe that was the album name. I don't fucking listen to Eminem. Anyways,
that album came out after their beef.
Well, yeah, they originally had a beef. No, they originally had a beef because of the tweet. But after that, 10 years later, fucking Eminem decides to address it.
Oh,
I
was
guess
that long
Eminem took it to heart. Yeah, he took it into heart. He took it to heart. So, and then I think maybe
See, I don't know
MGK
anything about
responded
the
to that maybe
backstory.
like a week later or something. I don't know, but I mean the battle rap world is crazy now between Tory Lanez and Tory Lanez and Joyner Lucas, where they were
I was listening to
responding to
Joyner
each other
Lucas on the
within
way over
24
here.
hours. You remember that?
Yeah.
They were like doing a
See,
rap battle, and they
that's
were
the way a battle should be.
yeah, that's the way. Well, I mean, but that's so fast.
It's super
That's
fast.
super. That responding
But
to
that's part
to
of the
someone
battle,
within
right?
24 hours.
Isn't that part of the battle and like the showmanship on YouTube, the platform? Everybody's watching, right? So they're
Yeah,
being like, oh,
yeah,
when's
it's
he gonna
fast
respond?
it's
Oh,
fast
shit,
content.
He
Yeah,
came back that fast.
yeah,
and
it's pretty
that
crazy.
hard.
Yeah,
Whoa. Okay.
yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah. They kind of broke the mold. So I think
I
think the proper time to respond is within a 1 to 3 day period.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, because news moves so fast.
See,
if
we
it's
should
a
be
couple
making
weeks,
the
people forget
rules,
about it.
The new rap battle rules.
I know
for
we
social
should.
Media.
I know, dude.
Nobody's managing this shit properly.
But no, there probably is. We're just not in the rap battle world.
Well, we're in our own
Grind
portion of
time,
it.
baby.
We're in our own portion of it.
Shout out grind time. Okay, there's a couple things I wanted to get into.
Yeah. We were gonna talk.
I
about
wanted to
some
switch. Let's switch gears here. All right, bud.
Segue it.
I want to ask you. So we all know Modern Warfare 2 is coming out. We know that's a game coming out at the end of October.
Wait, peace. Hold up. Why did I say peace?
I don't know.
If you don't like games, if you don't like gaming content, maybe skip this portion.
Or just fucking listen to it
Or
and
listen to
don't
it.
fucking complain because we like talking about shit we like talking about. And if you're into games, listen to
might
it.
have us
And if you're
going
not
on-
into games, just fucking listen to it because you know what? Fuck you.
And sometimes we'll add some other spice in there that might.
This podcast, hold on, for everyone that doesn't know, we actually made this podcast with the goal of it being a gaming podcast. Originally,
because I don't know.
but
I
it's
figured
too
that's
hard, especially if we both don't follow the gaming industry that closely.
And we're not always able to be playing games and keep up.
Yeah,
with
we're
the
fucking
industry. I
adults.
don't want to be a news-based
Yeah.
podcast going over gaming content.
I don't want us to
both
pigeonhole
kinda
ourselves,
figured
especially with a name like Bubbies. Like Bubbies can mean anything.
Yeah, we're open, bro. We're
in an open relationship.
Book. We're a big white canvas.
Yeah,
White because it's the best color.
the only color.
The only color. Actually, it's the only color that actually isn't a color.
I would say the
technically not a
superior color.
Yeah, it's the color that's the problem.
The other
Because
colors.
there is no color in white. It's just pure
pure. Yeah, it's pure light.
There's no.
It's
color
almost
to it.
angelic.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, well, we were just going over because we're reading this book.
We're not racist.
We're reading this book that's like the modern racist in today's society and how to stay hidden. So they speak in code like that.
Racism incognito. That's the name of the book.
Yeah. Incognito.
Incognito racism. Anyways, let's switch up gears because now half our audience thinks we're fucking racist, and we're not. We're gonna have a black guy on as a guest in a couple episodes. His name is Jari. I'm gonna do a podcast with him. Yeah. Anyways, so I want to talk to you. I wanted to talk to you about video games for a quick little segment on what do we think is gonna be in Modern Warfare 2. I mean, we all know it's coming. It's coming in October. They've already said it.
Okay.
They've announced some game modes. They have the Battle Royale game mode. They're going to have the Extraction game mode like Tarkov. They're obviously going to have TDM and all the other ones.
Yeah.
So what would you... my question here's my question for you.
Yeah.
What would you like to see in Modern Warfare 2?
You're gonna let me go off?
Go off. I want to know what you would like to see in the new Call of
All
Duty
right.
Modern Warfare 2 2022.
The first thing I want to see is the games, the extraction mode, the war zone portion of the game, the campaign. I want to be able to keep them separately. Because the way it is right now, I don't know about the latest two
They are doing that.
Call of Duties. Are they?
They are.
You heard about this?
I did hear about them.
Okay.
They're making a standalone game.
Good. I like that because the live service platform and the way it works. Anytime they make an update to Warzone, you have to update if you're multiplayer Modern Warfare. If you just want to play deathmatch or search and destroy or something, you have a 250 gigabyte download for everything, whereas the multiplayer is probably like 15 gigabytes. We covered this I think, a little bit.
Right.
So that's the one thing I want to see. If you said that they're doing that, cool. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want a campaign. I want the same type of gameplay, like the visceral gameplay of the newest Modern Warfare, the last one.
Yeah, MW 2019
was so good, and I think part of it was that new engine. So that's if they're keeping that same engine and making that one better with the audio, with the visuals. I'm sure they're doing that. The little clips they've showed of like campaigns, the campaign, it looks really good. So if that's how similar to how the multiplayer is going to look, then I'm super happy too. If they, like I said in the last podcast, they take the first one and they build on it and make everything better graphically, visually, and then the sound wise, add more guns, have better maps, the 3-lane maps that we were talking about. Keep it more basic. Add it. I don't know. Just do better on the maps. The Modern Warfare maps, not a lot of them were good. And some were good, but some just weren't. It didn't work. Yeah, and then I'm actually optimistic for the extraction mode because I think it's a very different style than just regular
Battle
Royale. You know,
I'm curious to see Call of Duty's take on the extraction royale genre, and how that will have, like,
if they make it.
How will that affect stuff? You know, like how? Because like the whole point of like Tarkov is you go in, you load into the map, you come in, you go in with like essentially nothing, and then you pick up resources and then you extract.
Yeah.
So what does that do for you in Call of Duty? Now, the way I think about it is maybe you find stuff like maybe attachments for your weapons. Because you know how like in MW 2019 you have to level up the weapons to get newer attachments? What if you can just find newer attachments in the Extraction Royale? Say, oh, maybe I level this gun up to 50 and I can get this extended mag, or I go into the Extraction Royale and try to find an extended mag there and pick it up and then unlock the attachment for TDM or, you know, regular. You know, I think that'd be kind of cool. Because like, what's the stakes, you know?
You know what would...
Maybe you're playing for COD points.
You know what would pull so many people? Tarkov already doesn't have a huge... I mean, I'm sure there's a big fan base, but what would pull a lot of people away from that is if with the new Call of Duty and their extraction mode and their multiplayer, if they said, fuck it, we're going to go that route that Tarkov went and add almost all the weapons that you could possibly think of with the attachments that are real and like the sizes and the different types of ammunition and the calibers you can use.
Right.
Just make the customization off the wall in depth, and then
because that's the way Tarkov goes.
That's the way Tarkov goes, and then when you go out into Tarkov to, explore. There's two different things you can do now. There's like a scavengers, and then there's like part of the. You're part of some rebel or some alliance that is taking down these like rebel groups or something along those lines. And if you die, you know, you want to keep the same character alive. So if you die with your guy out in a game, like he's dead.
You lose all your shit. I mean, I know you can have insurance on some of your stuff. Right. I think you can have insurance. 'Cause I played Tarkov a little bit, not too much, but I played it a little bit.
I've played like once or twice, but
I played quite a few times with David, but we haven't played in a long time. But from what, it's super in depth. That game.
If Call of Duty did that though, like with the
I think Call of Duty will do a version of that. I think they'll do a more simplified, more accessible version of that. Because if you look at Tarkov, I think Tarkov is a fun game to play, but it's also very niche.
Yeah.
It's super hardcore.
Well, this is the thing.
The game's super hardcore, so that's what makes it not accessible for everybody.
Call of Duty's faster, and it's a lot more arcadey. But what I figured out, and this is what I felt Modern Warfare 2019 did for me so well. It made it tactical feeling enough and like modern enough to where I felt like I could control the player and have fun with different attachments on the gun, and I can play it really quickly like an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
But also be making strategic moves in the game that could be somewhat realistic.
Right.
You know, it's obviously very arcadey and not tactical, so I feel like it could work in Modern Warfare style, the extraction zone, to make it more mainstream.
Yeah.
I just think Call of Duty fight, maybe, not as complex, not as in depth, but I do want more depth and I want a lot more weapons. I want a lot more weapons in the new.
So do I. I want a lot more weapons too. I want a lot more fun weapons like marksman rifles and stuff, like the M2 carbine and the cross. I want more fun precision weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I want
different bows.
Yeah, give us some bows.
Freaking different,
Yeah, let me akimbo fucking 2 crossbows.
Or if I want to carry
that'd be pretty fucking sick.
4 throwing knives, a samurai sword, and like stun grenades, like shit. Let me do that too.
Yeah.
Let me go balls to the wall.
Yeah, let's go balls to the wall.
That's what Modern Warfare 2 originally did.
I know. It was Modern Warfare 1 turned up to 11.
Turned it up to 11.
Yeah.
So,
I would also like to see a slower TTK. And for those of you that don't know what TTK means, it's time to kill. So how long it takes for you to shoot somebody to when they're full health to death. Yeah. And in Modern Warfare, it was pretty fast. I want to be able to, like, someone shoots me and I want to be able to return fire.
It was slower in Modern Warfare than it was in Vanguard, the latest one that released. In Vanguard, the
TTK in Modern Warfare is pretty fast though. I think Black Ops Cold War was a slower time to kill than Modern Warfare was.
I didn't play Cold War, so that's probably
it
right.
was. I think it was a slower time TTK.
That's what they.
But I like that. I want, if someone gets to drop on me, I want to be able to like either
return
salvage
fire.
or like return fire or like rebuttal. And you could sometimes, but I think more common. Yeah, it's harder. It takes more of a skilled player to be able to like maybe slide, cancel behind something or whatever, or like slide behind something like and try to rebuttal. But I just think like if someone shoots me from the back, I want to be able to have time to like run around a corner and like not die.
Yeah.
And like just be able to recover. I want some recovery time. I don't want it to be as fast because I think that's the way you make it a little bit more tactical. Is if you make the life pool bigger or the bullets maybe do a little less damage.
I'm cool with that as long as the headshot damage multiplier is like significant. Like if I'm using a single shot. If I'm using a semi-automatic
it should always be a one-hit kill for a headshot, right? I mean, no matter what. If you shoot somebody in the fucking real life, you think they're going to die,
I would hope so, but in Call of Duty, I feel like it makes sense with certain ones. Like if obviously it doesn't make sense because it's not realistic. But if you
from a gameplay
standpoint, if you could one-shot headshot anybody with any gun, that's what everyone would use, right? If there was an assault rifle that shot like an absurd or a submachine gun that had an absurd rate of fire and you just needed one shot to the head to kill you, then it would obviously become unbalanced,
right?
So it makes sense. But if you're using like a pistol, I feel like certain pistols should be one headshot kills because it's more of like the precision weapon like you said, or like the marksman rifles or crossbows. But 2 shots would be fine. But yeah, I would prefer a slower slower TTK.
Yeah,
too.
Keep the movement the same. Just slow down or either turn up the life pool because I think your life pool is maybe like 100, 150. Turn up the life pool to like 250.
Dude,
keep the same movement though. I want to be able to run and sprint and slide cancel and I think you can dive now on this one. You can do the dolphin dives now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Turn down the freaking footsteps too, man. It's way too loud. I feel like it's not realistic, and I feel like it just sort of ruins the ability. The maps are already hard enough to like gain flanks on people, and if someone can literally hear you from across the map, and then like also you can hear people, but it's really hard to determine where they're at.
Right.
At least on all the different headphones I've used, and I like in other games it's just fine. I can locate people, but Call of Duty it's just whack, so it's like disorienting, and people hear you coming. So I always use Ninja, the perk that increases your movement speed and allows you to run faster and makes you silent. That's a huge part of what makes it.
I would also like to see a returning of all the Modern Warfare 2 maps, or almost all the Modern Warfare 2 maps. I don't really give a shit about whatever shitty new map you're going to make unless it's like a 3-lane map. If it's a new map and it's a 3-lane map, good on you. If it's not and it's going to be all this weird Piccadilly-like bullshit that you did in the first one, I don't want it. Keep it. Give me all the MW2 maps. Maybe you can give me a couple MW3 maps. I mean, fuck it, dude.
Why not just give us MW1 and MW2 maps? Create some other maps on the side. I mean, they said it themselves. They're planning to make a 2-year game. This is a Call of Duty
Yeah, it's
that's
gonna be a
receive
2-year
2 years
game.
of support. So, if that's the
I
case,
think that's what they're gonna do. I think in the second half or the second year of development, I think they're gonna release all the old maps.
All of them. And then make playlists. Like, obviously, you're going to split up the player base.
And let's make some fun game modes. I know it's Infinity Board, but let's do Sticks and Stones.
Sticks and Stones was badass.
Right?
Dude.
It's a
I
great
would
party
totally
game.
Play Sticks
Wager
and
mats.
Stones.
Wager where you play with COD points.
Yes, bring that in.
Play with real money.
If you want to wait to the second year, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, because we need something into the second year. You're not going to just do bare minimum updates. Don't just do balance changes in the second year.
Give me that early, though. Why not? You know?
Because you want to keep a steady drip of content flowing.
Yeah.
You want to keep me on a slow drip. I would rather you release content once a month or maybe once every other month.
But did you hear
about... Because it's not going to be like Fortnite, dude. They're not going to release new shit every week.
Did you hear about what their... like a big debacle going on right now between Infinity War and Activision?
What?
That Infinity War wants to release the game, and they want to release as much content with it right up front as possible.
Yeah,
and they had
the
plans
good guys.
to, but Activision's kind of like, actually, we don't know if we want you guys to do that. We know that this is a 2-year game, and we see you have all this content, but we want to kind of make sure, you know.
Yeah, I get.
So it's
I get Activision wants to make as much money as possible because they're fucking
Activision.
But you gotta
greedy little
well,
bastards trying to
capitalism, man.
monetize
Capitalism.
everything. That's not capitalism. That's just
capitalism.
No, that's not capitalism.
That's capitalism.
Really?
Yeah.
So what about everything else?
They want to make as much money as possible.
Yeah,
that's not capitalism.
That's capitalism, but it's
you
not.
have the product.
That's
you have the product, and you're choosing not to give it to all of us. You know what the supply is, but you don't want to meet the demand.
But the decisions you
That's
make.
capitalism. You're manipulating the market.
That's not okay, but you're not manipulating the market. What do you mean manipulating the market? They're manipulating their customers. That's what they're doing.
Which is the market.
Which is the market. But when you say the market, you could also
I could use a better terminology. Yeah, I know what you mean. But dude, they want to make as much money as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
but that's not what defines capitalism.
Slow drip this content for the next 2 years so we can keep a steady flow of money coming in. They're gonna do it.
Yeah, but they're being greedy bastards about it.
Yeah, that's because capitalism.
Okay.
What do you think? They're greedy. They want money. I.e., capitalism.
Okay.
Dude, it's the name of the game. And the name of the game is Modern Warfare. But yeah, that's...
So are you going to be a greedy little fuck that manipulates your customers? Because that's part of capitalism?
Yep, we're going to... Once we get famous, we're going to
do with the podcast, right?
Once we get famous, we're going to do a Patreon where we do a bonus episode once a week for fucking $5 to $35 a month. And we'll do a bonus episode on Fridays. Or whatever day we decide.
And then you're going to make like more tiers, and you're going to be like, you get access to the next 15 minutes if you buy more Bub coin and purchase our next higher tier of membership. Right? Because we want like 16 different memberships. With like the top spot being like $10,000 a month.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's the plan.
Yes.
Okay. And only purchasable with Bub coin.
Yes.
Which you can, submit to us through PayPal.
It's going to look exactly like Bitcoin. It's going to be the same graphic design, same logo. Better than Bitcoin. But yeah, it's going to be more utilitarian than Bitcoin.
Hey, Bitcoin's about to drop below 10,000 after November.
I wouldn't doubt it.
You wouldn't doubt it?
Yeah.
Do you remember what Bitcoin was at last year?
67. And
you think Bitcoin would have the potential to go below that? Because it hasn't gone down below 20,000 in a long time.
I think it has the potential to dip. I think that shit's also volatile that, there's no telling what can happen. So if it can go from $67,000 to almost $70,000 and go down to 20, I'm sure it can probably go from 20 to 10.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. I don't think it's that crazy to think that or say that. I don't even think that's a hot take, really.
I think that is a lot more informed and more smart decision than people look at it today. Because so many people are just naive and like really hyped about crypto, and they don't even fully understand it and how volatile it is, or how much corruption and like scamming there is within it. The amount of like rug pulls within crypto where people get like hyped and like, you know, a big organization or a big celebrity or a big influencer starts talking about this new crypto, this new coin that's coming out, or this new NFT line that is going to be revolutionary and have all these things, and then these people invest in it, and then the project gets pulled.
It's a rug pull,
they walk away with the money.
So much people's money.
So,
and,
you know, it's like that's at the foundation of or the base of a lot of this crypto stuff. The best thing about crypto is the blockchain. So I don't think the most valuable thing that.
And we're gonna have a Bub chain.
Yeah, be looking out for the Bub chain.
Yeah, it's gonna be a chain of Bubs.
And yeah, it'll just be a giant network where people can just transfer Bub coin between one another. No other cryptos, and there's just Bub coin. And, you know, maybe we'll have like a limited pool, you know, make some scarcity to it. And that'll be a part of our membership program.
Yes.
That'll give you, you know, the top 5 holders of Bub.
Yeah, Bub coin. And then, you know, we like we said, we're going to scam you, but like it's going to be to make the podcast better. So, like, you're not going to be able to do anything with the Bub coin, and it's going to essentially be worthless in all other capacity, but you'll be giving us money to make the podcast better. So, you know, like, it's cool, you know, and then you won't be totally useless because you can use that for like a tier subscription on Patreon. But you still have to buy more Bub coin.
You can use it to purchase.
So we're kind of circumventing like
You could use it to purchase clothes or merchandise from, either the Bubby podcast or Turn of the Century clothing line.
Yeah.
That Kelly and his spouse are starting.
My wife, Catherine. You can say her name.
Catherine. And yeah, so it won't be worthless because you will be able to actually get things with, you know, physically purchase something with your Bub coin and physically receive it.
Yeah, but anything outside of like the Bubby universe, it won't work.
Yeah, it won't work.
So take it to the bank, try to liquidate it, do whatever, it won't work. The hot lady at the fucking banking office will just laugh in your stupid little fucking face.
Completely decentralized.
Yep, completely and utterly decentralized.
You know, we're more of an actual cryptocurrency than any other cryptocurrency.
Yeah, they call me Kelly Crypto, and they don't call me Kelly Crypto for nothing.
Imagine that. Imagine we become the first people in modern history to actually create a decentralized currency.
I don't think we're the ones, and that's probably not our destiny, but, I mean, it'd be pretty crazy.
We could be the ones.
Anything's possible. Or do we come together once a week to do this podcast? It's pretty crazy enough.
What if our Bubby podcast grows so big to the point where it's like, hey, we've become big in the Bay Area. We need to start doing, like, a couple charity things here and there, make some donations.
Do you think if this podcast does get really popular, do you think we'll do live ones?
Live?
Would you want to do a live, like, go to Cobb's Comedy Club and do it on a stage and do like a live podcast with like a live audience?
I don't think so. I wouldn't want it.
It's kind of scary, huh?
It's not that it's scary. It's just that I don't know if I'd even want the pressure, because I don't have the desire to do that right now. You know, if I don't want to do it, if it's not like, I don't want to conform to what an audience that might gain, like.
Well, the audience would be our fans. It would be people coming to see us. So it wouldn't be like a random audience. It would be people that are already familiar and know the podcast.
You got to have schedules and dates. You got to prepare.
No. Well, I'm not saying we're do a tour. I'm just saying, what if we did a live podcast in San Francisco at Cobb's or any other kind of live venue in the Bay Area? It's not that much of a travel if we stick to the Bay Area.
It would probably be more interactive, though. You know?
But also, man, what if we started making shit ton of more money from the live? If we charge $30 a ticket for the live podcast, and we just do, and we tour, and we just fucking sell out 50 cities. That'd be nuts. I'd turn to a stand-up comedian at that point because then only my fans are coming to see me, and I could just say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. See, and I would go a different route.
I'd be like, and so the Jews. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, then he could
Then
actually
cancel
come out of his
immediately.
deeply closeted racism.
Yeah, exactly.
And just let it all out on stage.
Let it all out, baby.
As long as everyone knows he's joking.
As long as you know what I'm saying is slightly true, but with a comedic angle. I'm just kidding.
Well, it's that o'clock. Do we want an intermission, or are you good? You want to keep
Yeah,
rolling?
if we intermission, can we switch out this fucking chair? Because all it does is make noise when I'm fucking moving around.
Do you think the mic can hear it?
I fucking hope not.
Yeah, it's half your studio. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I think we might switch it with that chair. Which chair is the one that doesn't lean like an idiot?
It is squeaky, huh? You know,
You hear that?
next episode, we should just bring the couch right here and try that.
We did that on our first episode, and I hated it.
Oh, we did? Oh, you're right. We did.
Yeah, we did. That's why I moved it. Because that couch, if you see on episode 7 on YouTube, you won't hear or see it on Spotify because it's not on there. I'm sitting straight up like this, maybe like leaned a little back, but there's no like the chair is not at an angle. The couch is not at an angle. But we could probably do it with that couch. You can move that couch over because that couch actually like curves back at an angle, so you can like sit back like this.
Recline.
Yeah, you can recline back a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas that fucking couch
Just
over there is
upright.
just straight up, dude, at a
Yeah.
fucking 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
So I hated it when we did it because I couldn't get comfortable.
Yeah.
And it makes my butt hurt after a while. There's not enough cushion in that. And I got a fucking badonkadonk. It's the fucking bakery in my pants.
Yeah, you
So-
need some good kush for that too.
Yeah, I need some good kush for good. And maybe we take another little hit of the kush.
The kush, absolutely.
Absolutely. And maybe we fill up our gin and tonics again. Maybe a little less gin than this time because it'd be the second round. But maybe we do a little because it's still hot outside. And it's dark and it's hot.
Warm. It
I'm
feels
gay.
better than it has in the last 3 days, honestly. This is
It's
the
been
coolest
a
I've
little
felt.
less hot than the last 3 days. It's been like
Yeah, it's still
33, 34
warm.
Celsius.
That's so weird. I can't believe you're doing that.
That's for my
But
wife,
it makes
man.
sense. I mean, why not know both? I would want to know both.
I mean, why not just know Celsius? Because the entire rest of the world uses it. We're the
Yeah.
only ones that use Fahrenheit. And we're the only ones that don't use the metric system. So,
Yeah, they should definitely teach it in school, public school.
yeah, I
They
think.
should teach
I was,
both.
okay,
They should like.
I was
kids should be-
watching-
kids would easily be able to follow and remember and know both. Just make a easy conversion.
yeah.
If I would have learned how to convert fucking degrees to Celsius in school like I did basic math, I'm sure I wouldn't like
Right.
struggle with it right,
Right.
now.
Yeah.
You know.
And like, I was watching the Apple had a presentation to talk about the new iPhone, the new Apple Watch, and the new AirPods, and they were talking about the like Apple Watch for the first segment of their like live stream, and they kept using like metrics and like Celsius in their presentation, because like.
That's what they designed it with.
Yeah, that's what they designed. Well, they have it for Fahrenheit too for us dumbass Americans, but they were doing a live presentation for the entire
The
world.
And most
So
of the
they're
world
most of the
uses
world does Celsius and the metric system.
Yeah,
So
but-
they were saying all that stuff first, and then they would say Fahrenheit after.
Do you think that most of the United States, obviously, the whole world uses Apple products? So maybe I wonder if the United States is. I'm sure it's up there in one of the biggest, revenue areas for them, like the
Right.
United States for Apple. But I'm sure if China and India, if they use Apple, and there's like giant organizations or, some group that can buy
Mhm.
a lot of them and maybe even at a discounted price.
Right.
I wonder, how big of a difference it actually is.
I don't know,
Anyway,
but
intermission.
We'll be back. We'll also probably have to adjust the light because the
We're gonna-
lighting
we're
looks a
gonna-
little
A little rough.
rough.
Yeah, we're gonna.
A little rough. So we're gonna
gonna
fix the
adjust.
lighting. We'll be back. Bubby podcast. We're back.
Intermission over.
Intermission over. I remember we hated doing intermissions because
We forgot.
Because
what we
of
left
Zoom?
Off on.
no,
Oh,
well,
that's right. It was the
that too,
time
but-
restriction.
yeah, the time restriction,
Zoom.
Zoom.
days.
But intermissions are nice for a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to sit down and talk for like an hour and 10, hour and 20, hour and 30. Like, I can't. I don't think my ADD will let me.
It's good to take a little mental break too.
Take a little mental break.
We don't need to have that long.
We pour up
Sometimes
some
we
drinks. We get a little wild.
Yeah, get a little wild.
Get
Sometimes
a little
we roll on a
crazy.
little longer than we probably will. You know, we might have shorter podcasts, 45-minute, maybe 60-minute podcasts. But if we've got stuff to talk about that's on the top of our minds and we want to get it out, we usually do. That's kind of what we use this for. So sometimes it'll be more. Sometimes it won't be as much. My man Kelly here, he made these drinks for us tonight. These gin and tonics. It's a cool little
purple gin and tonics, baby.
Cool little drink. It's really tasty. It's refreshing, especially on a hot.
Shout out to Empress Gin.
Hot evening like here. But yeah, we kind of forgot what we ended on before the intermission, and we didn't want to feel like dirty and like replay it to like remind us. You know, we thought.
No, we're just living
real
real and raw on the podcast. Real and raw on the pod.
Yeah,
the
raw
Bubbies
dog.
pod.
We're
raw dogging each other on the Bubbies pod.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, just like honestly, I don't think my ADD will allow me to just like sit and talk for like hours on end. So
it's understandable.
Yeah, we have to take a break. We pour up. But what I was saying was like we used to hate intermissions because it would like fuck things up because of Zoom, because we weren't going to pay for Zoom to do unlimited fucking meeting time. We're two lower minus class pedestrian citizens in the Bay Area, so we weren't going to pay for shit. Law abiding. Yeah, we're law abiding, tax paying citizens. But anyways, yeah, so I remember we used to hate it, but now I love it. I love taking an intermission for us to take a little break, ski, pour up some drinks, a little drinky poo, a little drinkalini, a little
drinky dinky,
a little drinky dinky, a little drinky dinky doo ha, a little drinker dinker. Oh, what I was gonna talk about too. I seen a movie last night that I haven't seen in maybe a decade.
You watched it?
Yeah, I watched a movie last night, and that movie is a little indie film called Superbad.
It's a great movie.
Great movie. For the most part, still holds up today. Even like the comedy, they drop a couple of F-bombs in there, but
what's wrong with that?
It's just kind of in today's world. Not the F like F-U-C-K, but F-A...
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they drop a couple of those F-bombs in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And so whatever, however it makes you feel. I didn't really, I mean, maybe I haven't seen anything. You don't need to criticize a movie that came out 10 years ago, different time, but
it happened not too long ago.
Yeah, it came out 2007, so over 10 years ago.
No, I mean things that happened, like things that were created and had happened like a long time ago were recently, not too long ago, being canceled. Like certain brands, certain things, like social media. Social media canceled.
Like and you could do that, but I just don't. It's just a waste of time to do it for a movie like Superbad, because other than that small little part where an F-bomb is dropped. The movie's really funny.
It's not like
outside of that, like those parts are not as funny, and it is admittedly a little cringy. I'm gonna be honest, but the rest of that movie is fantastic. It's so funny, and there's probably other parts other than the dropping of the F-bombs that you could probably look at and say, in today's society that wouldn't fly for movies.
Wouldn't be
but that's kind of what's great about it. At the same time, like. Although I find that some of the stuff
it was
cringy.
A really common word back when we were growing up, dude. It was thrown around like.
Yeah, I mean, but not even just that, but like some of the ways how they talk about women, or like because they're just the whole thing is like high school women and they just want to fuck puss.
Yeah.
They just want to get pussy.
Yeah, they're just kids in high school.
Yeah, and so they're just two virgins that don't know anything about getting laid, that just say like the most like disgusting shit about women. So it's like, and that if you look at it in that sense, it's funny, and it's it's an old movie, so it's like I don't know if that'd fly today, but no one's really making comedy like that for us to judge it. So, but it was funny, and it made me want to go on like a Seth Rogen kick.
Oh no, Pineapple Express.
Yeah,
and
Knocked Up, Pineapple Express. What are some
Seth
other?
Rogen was funny for a period of time.
This Is
for
the
me,
End.
But then it's just like
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
think
He's
I
not
don't
so
know.
funny that I want to see the same character played in like
Right,
all these different films. He was really funny in that movie where he I don't remember what it was called.
I mean, but that's why he was so funny in Superbad, because he plays a cop.
And I had
He plays a fucking cop. He doesn't do that in any other movie. Usually he's just like the stoner guy in most movies,
Yeah.
He's kind of like the overweight, chubby stoner guy. Whereas he's like a cop that like just like gets like hella fucked up, hella drunk, and he's like hella super irresponsible.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember him being in
Yeah,
Superbad.
he's in Superbad. Well, I think he also wrote and produced Superbad, or it's a Judd Apatow film. But Judd Apatow and Seth Rogen, they've been partners, and they're. It makes me just want to watch like an Apatow Seth
collab
Rogen run.
boys.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I just want to watch. Yeah, because Knocked Up super funny, Pineapple Express is super funny. This Is the End I think This Is the End was kind of the end of where Seth Rogen's he's not as funny anymore. Because I can't remember a recent Seth Rogen movie that I've seen that I was like, oh my god, this is like a classic.
What's the one where he's like on like a family trip where he's with his girlfriend or his wife and he's with the in-laws? I think it's his in-laws. And he gets super high on like mushrooms and he's in a church and he's like, oh wait, is that Seth? Yeah, that's Seth Rogen.
Was that Christmas movie?
Was it a Christmas movie? Maybe it was. I don't remember.
Oh no, I think it was Pineapple Express.
No, it's not Pineapple Express.
I don't know.
It was more recent. I don't remember what it's called, but I thought that was really funny. Even like after being sort of tired of Seth Rogen or not as interested in seeing some of the things he's in, I thought it was still funny.
I just remember the Superbad's super nostalgic because one, I think it's a great comedic movie. It's one of the great comedy movies of like our generation. Also, I remember seeing it in 2007, opening night. I went with my buddies at the time, just some friends from school, and we must have seen it like 10 times in the movie theaters before it hit DVD. It was just a comedy like unlike any other I've ever seen in my entire life. It was just hilariously funny. It was so fucking funny. And it's just it's so ridiculous. And the concept,
dick drawings.
Yeah, the dick drawings. Yeah, you hit Becca with your dick. Like that whole thing is so funny.
I could see why like parents at the time might not have liked it, but like our generation thought it was hilarious at the time because it was like I almost feel like it was for those kinds of kids that had grown up a little more years. Maybe they were in their 20s and then they're watching that, relating to it in like high school. But
I was in 7th grade when I seen
the movie and then going through high school and then watching the movie throughout that sometimes, or like middle school up to high school.
It's funny because Catherine, she grew up in England her entire life, and so but they consume a lot of American culture. They consume a lot of American TV shows and American films.
Yep.
So a lot of American cultures influenced England's pop culture.
Okay.
And so when she would see movies about kids in high school, she would think that's like literally what high school was like here on stateside. She had no other fucking clue. That all cheerleaders were just like hot blonde models, and everywhere every school had a locker or like a locker room. Shit like that, and like crazy house parties.
Reality.
You see like some of these, like high school teenage movies or like whatever, and it's like house parties are hella crazy, and like it's just this really unreal. And I'm sure some high schools are like that, but like no high school that I ever gone to that was like. I've been to house parties, believe me, but they weren't in like mansions.
No, and they're not.
They were usually like in abandoned houses or houses that were for sale that you would just take over with a bunch of friends, like some bandos.
Yeah, and a lot of those movies you see where they're depicting like college or high school parties. I'm sure some college parties get similar to it, but where literally the big houses are like stuffed, like your people are shoulder to shoulder, or there's like very little room. There's so many people in a house that there's very little room to even walk around, because there's so many people, and it's like that's not super realistic. And if that's like what people in other countries see about the culture of America, or what parties are like, or high school parties or college parties, it's like a false. Yeah, it's false. It's misleading. It's not accurate to 100% of the time. Maybe
Right.
some scenarios, but in the places we grew up, that's not the case. We're also lower middle class citizens, so
We're so lame.
yeah.
We're not cool at all. I wish we were cool. I don't even. Why are we doing this podcast? I just came to a realization. What we're saying does not matter, and we're fucking lame.
Really? You just now
This
realized
is the last
that?
episode of the Bubbies podcast.
You just realized that. Come on, man.
Yeah, sometimes I can't see through my own bullshit.
This is like 6th grade science stuff. Like
Is it?
Nothing you do matters. Like none of us have a real purpose. We're all just bacteria that
Just a
evolved
little
to
dot
a
on the
point.
planet, dude.
Just a little dot in space in a giant, massive universe with black holes that are swallowing other black holes.
I'm getting
and solar
anxiety.
systems.
I'm getting anxiety now.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm getting anxious.
Oh no,
Because I want to feel like I matter, but I don't.
You do matter.
I don't.
You absolutely do matter.
And it's okay,
and
though.
This matters.
It's fine.
Hey, what we're doing matters, bro.
I hope so. I hope it matters, and I hope it has a positive impact on your guys' day.
Your intention.
I hope we're
behind it has
changing
to
lives.
matter.
I hope maybe your hands on the trigger with the gun up next to your head, and you listen to this podcast and you decide to put down the gun.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
I hope this podcast makes you feel better.
If anything at all, that's what it should that should be that would be the most valuable and impact.
Right.
If what we say or something we say gives you
And if
a
you
different
do
outlook,
it, just leave the
different
podcast playing.
perspective, then that's more important than a fucking donation or a purchase of Bubcoin to me. I'm not
Hold on. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself. Above coin, above all.
Bubcoin above all.
Yeah, did I say above coin? Yeah,
Above
above coin, above all,
dude.
dude.
I mean, you're right. Yeah, fuck those people then.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Capitalism,
Capitalism,
baby.
capitalism, baby. Anyways.
No, but
What? Go ahead.
seriously though, that was a good point you brought up. I mean, if that's dude, what you just said is actually how certain people feel, and it gets them anxious. They get anxiety. They'll get depressed, and they will things they do in their life, depending on how long they've been going through it or the traumas they've experienced, all kinds of shit. That's a real problem. People kill themselves at a higher statistic,
Get some help.
higher
Better
statistic
help.
today. So definitely people that are suicidal or people that are very depressed and
Go
have
see a
one
therapist, you
already,
fuck.
talk to someone.
Or let us be your
Reach out to
therapy.
your family members, let them know, closest friends. Talk to somebody close before you do anything stupid. It's not worth it, and it's not fair to yourself, and not fair to your family.
Yeah. Support us, we'll support you.
Yeah, and
Buy
remember
some
to buy
Bubcoin,
Bubcoin.
and then we'll say some jokes and make you put down the gun.
If you don't know where to donate, just buy some Bubcoin, and we'll take care of donations for you.
Right.
Because
We're the Bubbies.
We're the
And this is
Bubbies.
the Bubbies podcast. And guess what? I had a great
who were
time
the
with you,
people we're
bud.
giving donations to again?
Huh?
Who were the people we were talking about?
I don't fucking know, dude. I'm high. I don't even know what we're saying.
Me too. But
I just
capitalism
went to a
rules,
fugue state.
dude.
Capitalism does rule.
rules.
Capitalism does rule. It is number one. It's more number one than I would say China is, because China thinks they're number one, but capitalism number one. But China possibly does have capitalism, huh? China is a capitalistic communist country, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Hey, praise be Allah. Anyways, I think we should close this one out, bub. I'm a little high. I'm a little tip. Let's close this one out. You can follow us on the Bubbies podcast on all social platforms.
We got the Kelly Bubs tapping out.
Yep, you got your chubby
it's
bubby.
unfortunate. I understand, but I was having fun. He was having a good time beforehand, but I understand.
He got me nervous when he started talking about how big a black hole was. I was just like, I
I
don't
didn't
know
say
what to
anything.
do.
I was just you started talking about black holes early on our podcast.
Yeah,
I didn't
know.
think black holes would give you
And
anxiety.
even till this day, it terrifies me.
Really? You
Yeah.
watch too much anime or like
Too much Star Trek.
Too much Star. Oh yeah, there you go. You've probably
The
had some
flux
serious
capacitor.
nightmares from Star
The
Trek.
ion beam, the ion crystals.
Okay. Are you kicking
Manipulating
me?
the
Are
war
you
field.
kicking me out right after?
No, you want to stay and hang out for a little bit, bud?
Yeah.
You want to hang out with your bubby?
Of course.
You want some food?
That's
Catherine
the
made
other
some
portion
lasagna.
of this Bubby podcast. I get time with my Bubby.
Yeah, that's
Because at the end of the day,
honestly,
we're both
that's
gay.
the real reason why we made the Bubby
We're both gay.
We're both gay lovers, and definitely I pitch and Zach receives, and that's how our relationship's
Don't lie to
always
the
been.
audience.
It's always been that Zach's the bear and also the
Don't-
power bottom. Anyways,
Don't lie to the audience now, Kelly Bubby.
no, but yeah, that's the one reason why we created this podcast, so we can hang out and just shoot the shit, because we're so busy, we have to schedule time to do that, and
Kelly
if we're going to
likes when I
schedule time to
shame
do
him.
that, then we're going to make it productive as well.
You like when I shame you, don't you?
It's a guilty pleasure.
It turns you on.
It nothing
Gets
gets
you
me harder.
motivated.
Nothing gets
you-
me harder.
Gets you ready
Honestly,
to-
my wife
to
doesn't even
commit.
make me as hard as you do when you shame me and
Gets you-
humiliate me and just fucking make me so depressed to the point where I can't even look at myself in the mirror. That's what really gets me going. My wife can be, in some kind of cool, sexy outfit, and all it takes is my bub to call me fat and gay. And nothing just I go from 6 to midnight.
6 to midnight. Well, that's good. That's what we want. That means you've got good
Yeah,
blood pressure.
so every time I have sex
clean
with my wife,
arteries.
Zach's in the room shaming me while I have sex with my wife because it keeps me going.
Well, that's not true.
He's in there
that's
shaming me.
definitely-
He's like, "Fuck, are you fat piece of shit?" And I'm
That's
just like,
not a
"Okay,
part of our protocol.
all right."
Don't lie now.
He's like, "You fucking fat motherfucker," and I'm just like, "I don't."
Sometimes he's just
like,
like,
"What- whose tits am I
"Hey."
looking at? Yours or
He's like-
hers? I don't
He's like,
know.
"Hey, I'm fasting. I'm fucking starving over here. I need some motivation." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to do this to you." And he's like, "Do it.
Yeah.
Do it now." And I'm like, "You're fat, Kelly.
Yeah.
You're a fatty.
Yeah.
Don't eat food,
Yeah.
fatty."
And it would work.
And it would work.
It would legitimately
know.
work. Look, I'm not
So
for bullying.
I don't want to do it. It hurts my soul. But he wants me to summon my inner snake diet guy, so I do it.
yeah. Your inner snake
He
juice
gets
diet
good
guy.
results. Look him up. Sometimes if you bypass
I'm
feelings,
25 pounds down.
sometimes if you're bypassing feelings for a little bit, you can lose 100 pounds in a month if you really want to. What did you do? What was the? This is what we
I
talked
didn't eat
about.
for 5
This
days
is what we
straight.
talked about and we didn't get to today. And if you want to cut it, we can cut it. But if you like this, we can keep going.
No, we can go. You want to keep going?
How much weight did you lose?
80
in a month?
pounds. Oh, in a month?
Yeah. In a month.
In a month, I think I lost 30 pounds.
I thought you lost more than that.
No, I lost 30 pounds my first month. Maybe I did, but I wasn't tracking on a month-to-month. I just remember my first month, I lost 30 pounds. But, okay, here, I lost...
Pound a day.
I lost, I think
A pound
80
a day.
pounds in 4 months.
80 pounds.
80 pounds in 4 months. I lost 80 pounds in 4 months.
If you would have
Now,
lost,
I gained more than half of it back after a year, but that's because, fasting for long periods of time is not sustainable.
I mean, you
And I don't
your,
recommend it unless you're fucking trying to just cut weight as fast as possible, but you have
Yeah.
the right mindset to maintain. I didn't, so I gained a lot of the weight back, but I'm losing it again, and I am doing some partial fasting now that I'm losing the weight. I'm not as fasting as much as I did. Here's the thing. Look, here's the deal, man. I used to fast 5 days straight, and when I mean fasting, I mean not eating food. I would drink just water. Just drink water, and I mean, obviously a lot of water. Right, for 5 days straight, and I would eat Saturday. I would eat Friday, Saturday, and I'd fast Sunday through Thursday. And I was running. I was running 15 miles a week. So I'd
you were
run.
you were
I would
in
run
ketosis that whole time. Too,
Yeah,
if you think
and
about it.
I remember I was losing 8 pounds in a day at one point when I started running, because I wasn't doing any exercising for the first 40 pounds that I lost, and then my metabolism started matching the me not exercising. So to boost my metabolism up a little bit more, I had to start exercising. And then when I started exercising, I just dropped weight
And
while I was fasting too. And
And
I
you
was
did that-
running 5 miles a day, 3 days a week while fasting.
And you did that steadily. Maybe not the running for the whole 4-month period, but you did start doing it, and then you stayed consistent with
I
it
wasn't doing it the
throughout.
whole 4 months. I was doing it in like the last 2 months.
But your
and
body,
I maintained it for like a year.
your body already burns like a high amount of calories throughout the day, whether or not you're doing anything. So like a lot of the food people are taking in, you know, a lot of the calories that they're taking in that day are being burnt that day on stuff the body would already be doing. But then when you start adding in, you know, other physical activities, some people might be burning, you know, 1,000 to 1,500 calories a day just doing their daily thing going to work.
Right, right.
You know, so then when you take your calories away, now you have that automatic, you know, 800 to 1,500 calories deficit, and then you don't eat any food, and then after like a day and a half, maybe 2 days, your body goes into ketosis because it's now starting to convert. Now it recognizes it's not getting energy from like outside. You're not eating anything. So it goes to the fat storage cells like on your body, and it starts
Eating
converting that into energy. And you know, you have nutrients stored in those fat cells that are on your body, and you know, it's a defense mechanism from, you know, from nature.
Yeah.
But the whole point is people have shown you can actually do it fairly safely. I wouldn't recommend just going out and being like, oh, this guy did it, so I'm going to just water fast for 5 days in a row.
I didn't.
Run.
Okay, also let me start with this.
Slow and steady,
Yeah.
and he worked up to it.
Yeah, I didn't start at 5 days. I built up to 5. I started with rolling 48s.
Yeah.
I'd fast. No, I think I did rolling 24 hours actually.
And
I would fast 1 day, eat 1 day, fast 1 day, eat 1 day, and then after a few weeks, I did fast 2 days, eat 1 day, fast 2 days, eat 1 day, fast 2 days, eat 1 day, and then I moved to fast 3 days, eat 1 day, fast 3 days, eat 1 day, and then when I got to 4 days fasting, I was like, okay, maybe I should try to have somewhat of like a structure.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, maybe because I was just doing rolling. You know, I'd fast 3 days, eat, you know, so if I was fasting Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then I'd eat Monday, and then I'd fast Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'd eat Friday. And then I was like, okay, well, now I'm getting up to 4 days. Let me, like, just fast Sunday through Wednesday, and then I eat, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now it's more like, let me, then when I got to 5 day fasting, I was like, okay, Sunday through Thursday, and I eat Friday, Saturday. Where I fucked up, though, is when I was eating, when I was refeeding, I was only eating like 600 calories a day. Yeah. So I was barely eating anything to begin with.
You were already
and I was
lost so much weight.
Light, dude. I was 160, dude.
Yeah,
I literally felt lighter.
You know what I thought?
I would feel lighter.
Well,
it was
of course, because you are lighter. If you think about it.
But you could I think because I lost weight so fast, I felt the switch.
It's like it feels like literally
insane.
taking dumbbells out of a backpack.
That's what it felt like.
If you think about it, like the amount of time.
But I felt it in the front. Like if I had like a front, like a torso, like a vest with weights in the front, I could feel it all in my front. I just felt way lighter.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think your whole goal, you knew going into it that you weren't gonna like try to maintain that type of regimen. You were experimenting to see how much weight you could lose, how fast, and how you would feel during the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you were able to go to work, you were able to go on daily jogs and do everything you were throughout the day. So if anything, and I don't know, I haven't talked to you too much about it, but and if you didn't get like, I'm sure maybe some days you got a little lightheaded. Like if you were sitting down and you stood up, maybe you got a little woozy. Aside from that,
honestly, no, not really.
And some people don't.
I didn't even get dizzy. I didn't get any headaches.
And if you're in deep ketosis and you have a lot of fat to burn, that makes sense because, you know, it's energy. It's actually kind of clean energy that your body's storing. Mm-hmm. It's not going to make you feel horrible. Although it's not great to perform like athletically, like if you're an athlete or you're playing like in a big game or you got to, obviously you ran, but you were running to try to take more calories away, not because it was.
Yeah, I was trying to lose weight even faster.
Faster, you know.
Faster. Well, because I noticed after 1 week of fasting, I didn't lose any weight. I plateaued, and I was like, okay, well, it looks like I'm going to start exercising. I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, I'll just try taking up jogging, and I just started going to the San Leandro Marina, and I just started running, and I'd do 5 laps around the marina because each lap is a mile.
You were 240.
I was 255.
255. he dropped down to 165 for a period.
165, I think. Yeah.
So
I think 165
it
was
was a
the lowest I got.
dramatic loss.
And then I hovered
very
around
quickly
170 for a while.
for a long time. You
Yeah.
slowly, maybe like a half a year, you probably went back up to like
when me and my
185,
wife started
200.
dating, that's when I started gaining weight because I started not caring.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of let myself go when I get into a relationship. So, and we were eating like shit, too.
They both like good food, and it's
Yeah,
fun
we
to
love
eat.
we love to eat, man. That's
You're
what's
young
one of the
and
joys in our
in
lives.
love, and you guys should enjoy eating good food.
But I'm back on it. Like I said, I'm fasting again. I'm only doing a few days a week. I'm not doing fucking 5 days in a row. Not doing 4 days in a row. I'm not even doing 3 days in a row. I'm doing a few times a week, fasting, and then when I'm refeeding, I'm doing 2,000 calories. Sometimes I do anywhere from 2,000 to 25, depending on how much fucking dressing I use on my salad or whatever. I try to calorie count all my big stuff like the chicken and the potatoes and the rice and the veggies that I'm eating, but like the things like the sauces, I'm not really tracking the calories on. So I give or take, 2,500 calories. It's whatever. I'm eating like
Give or
my
take
my caloric
2,500?
intake is like definitely when you're fasting, your overall caloric intake is gonna be lower. So you have more room to play with on a daily
like
caloric intake.
weekly
Yeah.
intake.
Yeah, so your daily caloric intake is.
Monthly,
I used to when I was eating every day, I was trying to strictly just eat 2,000 calories
As
a
long
day.
as I feel like what maybe an essential part of like even starting to, like a fasting or like maybe an end goal is figure out what your maintenance calorie intake is for like the level of activity you're doing. Like how do you stay at this amount of athletic performance that you want or just healthy performance, like you're not tired, you're not, and how much calories you need to consume, and if you can maintain that level. And then you need to just make sure that by the end of the week, regardless if you get all the calories in one day, which probably isn't going to feel very good compared to like maybe 3 days. Like if you have 3 feeding days in a week versus 4 fasting days, as long as those days you're getting in the calories, a week's period of time is actually like pretty safe for, depending on your body fat percentage. That's also a big factor. If you're a lean fucking athlete walking around at 11% body fat, you're probably going to be at a deficit if you're fasting that long and not eating you know I don't know, maybe you don't, maybe it's not even good to go into ketosis, like long fasting periods, because you already don't have enough body fat to like energize the body.
No,
So
even though I gained weight back, it's not like I have a ton of fat. That was on my body before. Like, before I started fasting, I was already going to the gym pretty consistently, so my stomach was like pretty flat. I didn't have like a big protruding stomach like I did when I initially gained a bunch of weight when I turned like 24, from like 24 to 26 or maybe 23 to 26. I gained a bunch of weight and I was like had just fat packed on for 3 years. And then I lost it and I lost all the weight and I was able to keep it off for like a year and a half. And then I started in the last 6 months, 7 months, I gained a bunch of weight because I was just eating like shit. We weren't cooking. We were eating out every other night. We were eating junk food, me and my wife. So I gained a lot of weight, and because I was, I'm getting older, man. My natural metabolism just has been slowing down. I'm not lucky. My dad stayed like 165 till he was like 50. My dad's metabolism didn't start slowing down till he's 50. My metabolism started taking a shit at like 24. Like my dad can eat anything
I've
all
heard of
day.
that
My dad couldn't even. My dad
happen.
had a problem putting on weight.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't have that problem at all. I easily put on weight like it's no one's business. So
You got some genetics from your mom. Your mom's
no, I
family
think
might
I
have
got
been
genetics from like on my dad's side. Well, my dad's brother is really fat.
Is
He's been
anybody else
fat
in your
all of his
family?
life.
Like the grandparents or aunts,
No, my
uncles?
grandparents. I mean, I guess my grandfather on my dad's side was kind of fat, but he died when I was really young, so I don't really remember. But
Who's
my
the
grandparents.
fatter family? Your dad's side or your mom's side?
Honestly,
And do they have a
maybe
lot
my
of
dad's.
siblings or not? Or like just
Well, my
other
dad has a
relatives?
sister and a brother, and they were both fat.
Okay.
But my dad was the
Grandparents?
anomaly.
Grandparents weren't fat?
I don't remember, dude. They died when I was really young. On both sides
You
of my
haven't seen
family.
pictures of them?
Yeah, I mean, they look old and saggy,
Okay.
but I wouldn't call them fat.
No uncles and aunts?
My
mean, your
uncles
dad
and
your
aunts
dad
are all
has-
my. Well, that's what I'm saying. My
Yeah,
uncle,
two
my
siblings that are
my
fat.
dad's sister and brother are both like overweight. My dad stayed skinny till, he was 50, and then my dad started to gain weight. Whereas at 24, my metabolism was like, nah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm good, because
My-
I've been skinny most of my life.
Yeah.
It's just the last like.
I mean, you were
4
always kind of
years.
skinny. You were like a skinny fat. You were never like defined or like ripped.
No, I never had muscles
you
because
were
I never went to the
never-
gym, but I was skinny. I was always
Yeah.
been skinny because I was like
You were a little
skate and
skater
stuff.
boy.
Yeah,
know?
I was skinny, but I never had any muscles. I had really scrawny arms.
But I still think you wear more weight
I pack weight on
naturally
well.
better than a lot of people, especially if you didn't even try to lose fat from this point and you just worked out
Yeah,
and you built like a good frame.
yeah.
Like the fat would not be like as much of a problem. It's not necessarily if it's not at a point where it's causing you like health problems, where people would say like, well, it puts you on a spectrum then, and then like you're more likely this percentage for these diseases, but it's like there's definitely measurements that you could have a certain amount of higher body fat and be built and in shape and have good cardiovascular health and be a top performing athlete. There's fucking plenty of them in football and combat sports, like big dudes that,
Yeah.
Even dudes at 205, that some of them are like a little chunkier, but they're still strong and powerful and like healthy. They're putting in cardio work every day,
Yeah.
6 days a week at the gym.
Yeah,
know.
not everyone can have a body type like you,
Yeah.
where you just don't do anything and you have just muscles.
Well, I just keep what I earned because I worked really hard for it, back in the day.
But that's
and I've
crazy.
got some good genetics and a metabolisms ways speaking. I think genetically I've got like a good metabolism too.
Yeah, I think you have a really good
But
metabolism.
I can put on weight like easy if I wanted to. If I ate
You
if
just-
I started eating more. and
Yeah,
I was,
you don't eat
if
like
I just
how
started
I
doing
eat.
what I'm doing now, and I just increased my calories by like 400 or 500 consistently for the next 2 months, I'd start packing weight on like really fast. I get puffy, if I'm getting a lot of.
What do you do?
sodium
You
in.
just don't eat?
I fast a lot. I do like intermittent fasting.
So what, you only eat dinner? Or lunch and dinner?
Yeah, mostly I'm doing one meal a day now. Sometimes I'll do one meal a day with like some snacking on things here in between.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the snacking's not the good stuff, and then the dinner meal will be more like filling, more like complete or whole or whatever you want to say. More calories, more nutrients.
Yeah, a lot of people I know, they just eat once a day.
Yeah,
And they're not
it
even
works for
intentionally
me.
trying to fast. They're just like, that just fits my schedule.
No, and I feel better because I'm not bloated. I don't have like digestive issues because I have like a kind of sensitive stomach and I get like bad heartburn. I can be affected by foods if I don't know what's in it, or like red sauce really bothers me. I get it bad. That's actually a bad genetic thing that happened from from a side of my family. Everybody gets bad heartburn, and we have like esophagus problems. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Where was I even going with that?
I don't fucking know, man.
We were talking
Let's
about genetics.
sign
Let's
off,
call it
dude.
out. We're
Yeah, let's
signing
call it
out.
out, dude. I'm fucking tired of talking.
done.
Yeah, I'm tired of talking on camera. Let's just be friends now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Let's just go.
We're just
you know.
bubbies at this point.
We're just
so
bubbies.
we're
Hey,
turning
look,
out.
listen.
Thanks
listen
for
to-
watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting us. It really means a lot
the
to
Bubbies
us.
got a little too bubbed up tonight.
Right, we did get a little too bumped up. But no, what I want to say is anybody that's watching, anybody that is our friend that is watching or listening, shout out to you. Alex, shout out to you. Chase, if you're still listening, shout out to you. Josh, if you're listening, my guy, my old coworker, shout out to you. These are some of the people that have hit me up individually saying that they're fucking, down to, listen to the podcast. Try
We
to
have committed
ask me. Yeah, I have a couple of friends. Well, Alex, our mutual friend Alex,
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah.
rides or
Alyssa-
dies for us.
Yeah, Alyssa told me that he saw it the other day, and he like what's it called?
He reposted our story.
Reposted,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Shouted
yeah.
us out.
So it really means a lot. I can't thank you guys enough. I know there's probably some people that we know that are hate listening because they hate that we're fucking doing something creative. I would.
Jealous?
I think there is probably a couple of
Envy.
people that we know that might be listening that are like jealously,
I
like
been
hate
invited?
listening, like not even just like what the fuck, like why are they doing that? I can do that. They suck. Just people just hate watch, just haters, bro. We
don't-
have friends that are haters. You know.
Hey, I don't fuck with anybody, so I don't know.
Yeah.
You're the only person I talk to.
But we know a lot of people. Anyways,
I'm just kidding.
look, if you do, or if you're really rocking with us, and you're a friend of ours, either Zach or mine or both of us, and you're listening, or if you're just a random listener, you just came across this podcast on
Thank
TikTok
you.
or a YouTube short or an Instagram clip,
Shout
and
out.
you're fucking with the podcast, I really, really, really appreciate. We both really, really appreciate you guys. From the bottom of our heart, we want to say thank you, and we joke about like this podcast being big and us like just trying to get money from it, but we do find doing this really fun. We do
Wait.
enjoy it.
Wait.
I was kind of on a roll.
The
You're gonna
money.
stop me?
We want the money though.
Well, yeah. We want the money. We
All
want
right.
the money. We want the Of
We
course,
want
we
the
want
money.
the money. Look. We're gonna get the bag, but
want your money.
I can't. We can't
Capitalism.
honestly capitalism. I can't honestly thank you guys enough for listening and watching. I really appreciate it. It's helped me out a lot. It's helped Zach out a lot. We get to hang out. We get to see each other once a week, and this is my best friend right here. So, thank you for you listening and watching just validates why we're doing this, and it makes it easier for us to do it because we enjoy doing it and we like hanging out with each other and we like hanging out with you. All right. I'm sorry that took up way too much time. Follow us on all of our socials: Bubby Podcast, Harley Keld, No Man Cave, YouTube.
Turn of the century.
Turn of the century.
Clothing line.
Clothing line. Yeah.
Bubcoin. Soon to come.
Bubcoin.
Be looking out
most
for it.
of all, Bubcoin. Above all, Bubcoin. Or
Bubcoin.
Bubcoin above all. That's what I meant. To the moon and back.
Peace. Thank you.
Later,
Signing out.
Gators.